QPR's run of 4 straight league wins and 5 at home came to a halt on Saturday afternoon with a 2-0 defeat to Sheffield Wednesday, making it 3 wins and a draw for Danny Roll over Martí Cifuentes since the pair took to their respective blue and white helms back in October 2023. Rangers struggled to really get going in this one and found themselves well cancelled out by the Owls, but with this being the first time they've not taken maximum points from a league fixture in 2025, there isn't too much need for concern. I'm Connor, aka Hoopsa. I make QPR match previews, reactions, interviews and features, so let's break this one down, and if you like what you see or hear, please consider liking and subscribing if you're watching on YouTube. I'm on the road to 3,000 subscribers right now, so every subscribe helps. And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple, you can also help me out there by giving me a follow or leaving a rating. With this being yet another third game week, I was expecting a few changes here to manage tired legs, but just like between Argyle and Hull, Marty once again made just the one change with a rested Frey coming in for Ryan Colley. The bench brought both bad news and good news, the bad being that Jake Clark-Salter's omission from Tuesday's playing squad due to a hip injury sustained in training on Monday will in fact be long-term, with the centre-back requiring surgery. The positive news though was that a month on from both Steve Cook and Liam Morrison picking up injuries against Preston, the pair were once again available for selection here, vastly increasing our depth in defence. There was even greater news 15 minutes before kickoff, with the club announcing that Elias Chair is the latest QPR player to sign a new long-term contract, a reveal I completely missed, having only taken my seat 5 minutes before play commenced. Still, I was over the moon when I found out at half-time. Chair said recently he was looking forward to another 250 appearances, and with a new, unspecified long-term deal in place, that could well become a reality. It's extremely rare you see this kind of commitment in modern football, so well done to the club for making it happen, and thank you Elias for sticking with Rangers all these years. Now, there really wasn't too much between the sides in this first half, and in truth, this game was all about who scored first. But with that said, without looking too spectacular in any one department, it struck me quite early that Wednesday were one of the most organised sides, if not the most, that I've seen at Loftus Road this season. They are very well coached, compact, physical, and their regimented 2 banks of 4 meant Rangers weren't able to manage a shot on target in the first 45 minutes despite dominating possession. The best way I can describe this overall performance is that everything that has been working for Rangers in this good run didn't work here. Chair and Smith were both quiet as they had been at Hull. We were very rarely finding Frey with balls into the box, as have given him goals in his previous 2 appearances in W12. And from none of our 5 first half corners or any of our free kicks could we showcase our set piece threat, because neither Chair nor Powell were able to beat the first man. In truth, both sides cancelled each other out in this first half with a couple of half chances apiece. Kieran Morgan provided an excellent cross-box ball that was inches away from the toe of Frey at the back post on 21 minutes, but a minute later, Wednesday revealed their own teeth when Windass forced a near-post save from Nardi that he had to clear with his feet to stop Jamal Lowe from pouncing on the rebound. Sam Field then had a speculative shot deflected over the bar on 36 minutes after a rare link-up between himself, Chair, Frey and Powell, but the Owls replied again 5 minutes later when Michael Ehekwe's half volley in the aftermath of a Wednesday corner required another smother from Nardi to stop Windass turning it in. Both teams upped their attacking efforts in the second half, and twice in the first 20 minutes Rangers could have taken the lead, ironically from both Chair and Powell improving their dead ball deliveries. The first was on 51 minutes when Ronnie Edwards' glancing header from Chair's corner ball looked like it had done enough, but the ball could only find the palms of Beadle rather than the bottom left corner. It feels like Ronnie's had a chance like this almost every game since he's come into the side. A second even closer opportunity arrived on 65 minutes when Paul Smith was pulled down on the edge of the box from a darting run inward, teeing up a difficult angle for a free kick that Powell so nearly wrapped into the top right hand corner, but the woodwork denied him and Chair couldn't find the target from the rebound. That is 13 times now that Rangers have hit the woodwork this season, the joint highest in the league alongside Hull City. Now, as many have noted, had QPR scored either of these chances before Wednesday did, we may well have been looking at a 6th straight home win. But there were a few problems. For one, both of our chances, our only 2 of the half until Wednesday scored the first, were from set-piece situations. From open play we created nothing, in part because of the away side's unwavering shape, and in part because we were starting to look more and more like we were playing the 3rd game in a 3-game week. Every team does have the same schedule of course. Wednesday actually even had a day less than us to recharge, but with this defeat, QPR are still without a win at the end of a 3-game week, and so I have to point at the fact that we only, and so I have to reiterate the point that we only made 2 changes between these 3 games, with both being the rotation of Frey and Colley. Marty may not feel that he has the squad to chop and change too many players, which I'm inclined to agree with, but when you consider that someone like Chair has featured in every game in 2025 so far, including the FA Cup, on the back of 2 significant injuries, it is worth noting. I'm not solely pinning this result on tiredness though, because by the end of the second half, Wednesday were very good value for their win. In between our 2 chances of note, they had peppered us with sharp counter-attacks, and surprise surprise, it was the age-defying wizard Barry Bannon who was at the heart of it all once again. He'd had a fairly quiet first half, but before long in the second it was him repeatedly composing play with balls through the middle and out to the wings, and on 71 minutes he finally took matters into his own hands by setting up Wednesday's first. Cifuentes had reached for a trio of subs a minute earlier, Colback for Varane, Lloyd for Frey and Saito for Chair, but none of them even had a chance to make their mark on the game before Bannon had floated a ball into our box to Michael Smith that left all 3 of Edwards, Fox and Nardi indecisive, allowing the substitute strikers nod on to trickle onto the right hand post and over the line. Marty made a 4th change straight after, with Colley replacing Morgan with a rare appearance in the middle, but it was pretty much all Wednesday from this point on. Without the energy of Morgan or the limbs of Varane, we became increasingly stretched, and after a trio of Wednesday chances, they doubled their lead on 88 minutes when a very free Callum Patterson cut in from the right and bent his shot into the bottom left corner. Rangers went on to huff and puff through 7 minutes of half time, with both Powell and Saito having good chances to pull back a consolation goal, but the match finished 2-0. The beauty of this run is that I imagine, like many, I didn't come away too disheartened from this one. During so many QPR matches, particularly at home, it's been very hard to pick out a man of the match, but in this game it was hard to pick one, and that's not to say because we were awful, but more so it shows that very few of our players were at their usual levels, and that's what happens when the fixtures pile up like this. I do think we could have done some things differently. Perhaps some of those subs ought to have come in for a start to freshen things up, but Cifuentes would equally have received some criticism if he'd changed too much and still lost. If anything, with the dizzying heights we were starting to approach, it serves as a good reminder that there is still plenty of work to do. We have been very, very good in recent months, but this is still a team that's a work in progress. Marty is still learning on the job. He's going to get some things right and some things wrong. We've got a week now to take stock, recharge, and hopefully get back on track next weekend at Millwall. Anyway, that's all from me. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about this match and performance. If you've enjoyed this match reaction and you want to see more from me, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, follow, or leave a rating on the platform of your choice. And hopefully I'll catch you next time. Cheers!